I'm Paul Dionno.
And I'm Andrew Quazzoli, and we're here to share with you how we regulate the mining industry in South Australia to ensure it's meeting its compliance obligations. One of the main goals of our work is to ensure that mining is carried out in a way that is appropriate and that mining is accountable to minimise the impacts of its operations to protect the environment and the public. Meeting compliance obligations begins up front through the powers we have in our regulatory system, our mining laws, guiding policies and principles. These legal powers work hand in hand with our compliance model, the systems, tools, capabilities to monitor risks, and if need be, to take action to see that impacts from mining are being appropriately managed. When it comes to protecting the environment and the public, the first step is having a highly effective assessment process for mining proposals and a proper analysis for the potential impacts and risks. In the long run, quality mining applications and their effective assessment are just as important as compliance and enforcement measures that are put in place during the life of a mine. This means when a mine is proposed, there is a critical legal requirement for the miner to complete a risk and impact assessment and to demonstrate what the risks are and how the risks will be prevented and managed throughout the life of mine, including mine closure and rehabilitation. As part of assessing a proposal, Government conducts its own due diligence, including referrals to specialists, government regulatory authorities, and organisations with expertise in environmental protection and safety, who make their own assessments and provide advice.
Whenever a mine is approved, its lease will come with a set of conditions aimed at managing the risk to the environment and the public. That's where our mining regulation compliance team comes into action. The team has a wide range of tools available to check that risks are being monitored and managed, and they also engage with other regulators which have expertise in water, air quality, environmental management and safety. Within the compliance team, we have a blend of highly skilled people combining skills in the sciences, engineering, regulation, police work and practical industry experience, through to those with leadership in environmental management and community engagement. The compliance team's work involves reviewing reports that monitor environmental risks and liaising with other regulators and the public. And a very important part of their work involves conducting site inspections. Modern methods, technologies and monitoring systems are increasingly available to operators to manage environmental impacts. This is an increasingly smart way to work in the preventative space. Lease conditions will have a requirement for companies to submit reports that detail results of environmental monitoring and their progressive work towards rehabilitation and so on. We require independent verification of reports, which can be through accepted technical standards or accredited environmental assessors. Our team reviews and audits these reports to see how key risks to the environment are being managed. The compliance team spends a major part of their time in the field meeting with miners. Typically, officers conduct more than 50 to 20 inspections in a week and 600 in a year across the state's mines and quarries. These inspections comprise scheduled and unscheduled visits. Inspections can also arise if we detect non-compliance through aerial surveillance, our own observations, or reports from the mining companies or the public. Our officers concentrate their efforts where the team have identified the risks to be greater. Dust management is one of the key areas of concern in proximity to communities and can become a problem over dry summers. Sophisticated technologies are becoming available to monitor and manage dust. Our staff will look at the monitoring and review how operators are adjusting their practices to reduce the risks. We also continually review our policies in this area to keep up with the best practices in the world. Blasting is a common operation of mining, and there are well-established standards on how this is conducted. Blasting activities must comply with these standards. Validation is built into the system, so we work strongly to uphold the applications of these standards.
Community takes an interest in mining in built-up areas. Public consultation is built into the assessment process when mines are proposed. That engagement work continues through the operations of a mine. We see consultative committees as vitally important, and this can lead to the co-development of acceptable solutions. Our officers attend community meetings, listen to issues, and follow up to address those relating to regulation to support good relationships. There are many spin-offs from this process where the community proposes ways to meet mutual needs.
In cases where non-compliance is detected, we will escalate according to the risks, which may include enforcement directions right through to legal action. Our teams work hard to bring compliance actions into line, and if we find operators to be in serious breach, stiff penalties are applied. As part of our commitment to transparency, we publish an annual regulation report. This details the compliance performance of the mining sector, and it summarises the activity of our regulatory agency.